All righty, well, it's math time again. We're doing pretty much the exact same thing today that we did yesterday. Nothing new today. So if you got yesterday's, today's is just the same. The only thing different is today, not all of them are mixed numbers. So we've got these first two problems, we've got a mixed number and just a fraction. But we're going to do it exactly the same way we did yesterday. It's no different. So, and remember when we did this on these assignments yesterday, the one we're going to have to change is the first mixed number. We're going to change this one each time. Remember, we were decomposing the whole number, and that's what we're going to do, exactly what we're going to do again today. So I'm going to work 5 more practice problems with you if you'd like some more practice, and then you can write these down with me and make sure you know how to do them. Now, you might want to watch these first two, even if you think, oh, I got 100 yesterday. This is easy. You might want to watch these first two. It's not really any different except the second part doesn't have a whole number, but you might want to watch it just to make sure you know what to do. So let's go ahead and work these together. I encourage you, practice them with me, write them down, pause it, see if you can get the same answer that I do. That's just good practice, okay? If you were at school, I would make you do it. Okay, so we're looking at this first one, 4 1/3 minus 2/3. Now, I can't take 2/3 away from 4 1/3, so I'm going to have to decompose the first number like we did yesterday. So we're going to decompose that 4. We're going to make it a 3 and a 3/3. Remember, we do that. We're working with thirds on this problem. The 3 is a whole number, and then 3/3 is 1. So 3 and 1 is 4. That's why we can do that. Now, that turns 4 1/3 into our whole number of 3. And then we've got 3/3 and 1/3 more. So we change it into 3 4/3 because 3/3 plus 1/3 is 4/3. So we decompose the 4 into 3 3/3, added the 1/3 we already have, and makes it 3 4/3. We did that because we have to take 2/3 away. So let's look at this. This is how it's different yesterday. If there's no number here in front of the fraction, then it's the same thing as a 0, right? 0 2/3. So what's 3 minus 0? Well, it's 3 still, right? So that's all we're going to do that's different on these first two. And then we subtract our fractional part. 4/3 minus 2/3 is 2/3. So our answer is 3 2/3. Did you get that? Pretty simple. All right, next one, 8 3/5 minus 4/5. Why don't you pause the video and try to work this one out? It's like this first one. And see if you get the same answer I do. Okay, so we're going to do 8 3/5 minus 4/5. I cannot take 4/5 away from 3/5. So I'm going to decompose this 8 into 7. And we're working with fifths. So 7 5/5. 5/5 is 1. And the 7 more would be an 8. So now I'm going to write my whole number up here. I've got a 7. And then I've got 5/5 and 3/5 more. So that gives me 5 plus 3, 8/5. All right. So now I'm dealing with 7 8/5 minus 4/5. There's nothing to be taken away from the 7. So it's going to stay as 7. Now I'm just doing 8/5 minus 4/5. 8 minus 4 is 4. So it's 4/5. Our answer is 7 4/5. Okay, next one. These are just like yesterday. I think you got 4 problems at the beginning of your homework where the second number is just a fraction instead of a mixed number. And then all the other ones are just like we did yesterday. Just more practice on subtracting mixed numbers. All right, so we've got 5 2/6 minus 3 5/6. I can't take a 5/6 away from a 2/6. That means I'm going to have to do some decomposing here. So we're going to turn this 5 into a 4. Our denominator is 6, so we're dealing with 6. 4 6, 6th. 4 and 1 more would be 5. All right, so that means we turn 5 2/6 into our 4, our whole number, and then we have 6 6 and 2 6 more, so we have altogether 8 6. So 5 2/6 is the same thing as 4 8 6. Now we can subtract 8 6 minus 5 6. 8 6 is bigger than 5 6. Subtract our whole number first. 4 minus 3 is 1. 8 6 minus 5 6. 8 minus 5 would be 3 6. Sometimes you, as you're working these problems out, we've not focused much so far on writing in simplest form. That's when like 3 6 is equivalent to 1/2. So we could also write this is equal to 1 1/2. We'll work on that some more later. Not really done that. It's not been one of the lessons. But we need to focus on that before we finish this unit. But anyway, if you write 1 3/6 on your assignment today, you're going to get it correct. If you write 1 1/2, you're going to get it correct. So you can try practice writing in simplest form if you want to try it, if you understand it. All right, next one, 8 3/12 minus 3 8/12. I'm not going to be able to take 8/12 away from 3/12. So I'm going to have to do some work here and decompose the 8 into 7. And we're working with 12ths, so I need to make 12 12ths to equal that other one to make it 8. 7 12 12ths. All right, so let's change that 8 3/12 into our whole number of 7. And I have 12 12ths. And up here I have 3 12ths more. So altogether I have 15 12ths. Now I can subtract. Subtract our whole number. 7 minus 3 is 4. And 15 12ths minus 8 12ths. 15 minus 8 is 7 12ths. So our answer is 4 7 12ths. Notice, I hope you notice as I'm working these out on my paper, I'm kind of using lots of spacing between the problems because you are going to have to decompose them. So if you get your problems written too close together, then it's hard to decompose them. You won't have room. So make sure you give yourself room to work on your problems today on your notebook paper as you're solving them. All right, the next one, 14 2/50. We got a big number for the last one again. Mine is 6 43/50. I can't take 43 away from 2 for sure. So I'm going to have to do some work here. Let's change this 14, decompose it. We're going to change it into a 13. And this time our denominator is 50. So we're going to have to make it 13 50/50. Okay, so we're changing the 14 2/50 into a whole number of 13. And we made 50/50 and 2/50 more. 50 plus 2 is 52/50. So we changed 14 2/50 into 13 52/50. Now we can subtract. Okay, you got 52 minus 43. You might need to write it down and solve it if you can't do that in your head. But let's do our whole number first. 13 minus 6 is 7. All right, now we got to do 52 minus 43. If you were to work that out on paper, you would get 9. So our answer is 7 9/50. All right. Well, there's 5 more examples. Pretty much this is just what we did yesterday. So I bet you've got it under your belt now, and it won't take you long to get today's assignment done at all. I'll be quiet and let you get started. See you later.